fmtraining.tv. My name is Margaret. I'll be your broadcast engineer for today. Hope you all are having a lovely Thursday. Hello all, how you doing? Feel free to say hi in all my various chats so I can say hello back. Hey Nick, how are you?
Hello, I'm doing good. And yourself?
Good, actually. It's been
Well,
a
okay.
nice, busy Thursday. Real quick, everybody, we do this 5 days a week, from 1 p.m. PST to generally 2 p.m. PST. We cover a huge variety of topics, talking about FileMaker. Thursday, today, we're doing reverse sorting dates in FileMaker, which will be interesting. If you'd like to support the channel, we'd greatly appreciate it. Feel free to pick up one of our FM Training annual subscription bundles. Basically, if you're like, man, I like live streams, I want specific topics, but I don't like it's an hour. I don't like the fact that our streams are like an hour, which I know can be a lot for some people. I highly recommend you go give our video training a look. It's highly animated, it's very concise. We cover a huge variety of topics. With that all being said, oh, real quick, if you're looking at all this, you're like, you know what? I don't want to do the video training, and I like watching you guys' streams, but I'm stuck. Or I don't want to do this myself, but I really want to use FileMaker. Feel free to reach out to support@rcconsulting.com. We have a huge variety of senior engineers to help you out with your own projects. In all seriousness, feel free to reach out to us. We love helping people. It's one of the reasons we do the streams, and our senior engineers know a ton. So we often have them on the stream presenting when they have spare time, which is not often. With that all being said, Nick, what are we doing today? You want to share your screen?
Hello. Yeah, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so what we do today? So we go back to this sort stuff, and the description of the webinar today was dates, reverse date. It could be reverse date and numbers because it's the same technique for both. And I know we have a webinar for the number. We can adjust and do something else related to sort, but in another thing we can do. So sort in FileMaker never be flexible, never. And I never understood why they never addressed that problem, because sort it is a problem. So I'm not talking about how slow it is, or I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about how we trigger the sort. Okay. So last webinar we talked about that, right? The problem of sort, we stuck with this, right? We stuck with this, and I can't say this. I can make it specify and calculate it. I can calculate this. It needs to be hard coded. Hard coded means I need to do sort like this. Even on scripts, when I do script here, oh, the trash icon of yesterday right there. So I can't do here sort, right? And I can't get this to be calculated. It needs to be like this. This, boom, is hard-coded, boom, sort. Okay? So, and that is a problem. This is not flexible, right? And this is sorting records. I'm not even talking about sorting a portal, right? Which this is even more difficult, right? Because I have two ways to sort portal. Sort here, sort inside the portal, right? Or go to the relationship and sort the relationship. Okay? This is the only way but the problem is this is static. I mean, you can say, okay, sort by quantity. And that's it. And your portal will be sorted by quantity. And that's it. Forever, it will be sorted by quantity. Yeah, but whatever, if I say, yeah, I want to sort by date and quantity. I know. That means if you do it, it will be like this forever. So pretty much, it is not easy to say, oh, I want to sort by date, right? or I want to sort by description, or I want to sort by quantity, right? It's not that easy to do that, okay? So, I mean, there's no out-of-the-box function for that in FileMaker, okay? It is you sort by one thing and you stack, right? But you cannot, and I'm not even talking about the advanced version of it. Say, for example, you want to sort by date or by description and by date, right? By two, right? So why is, oh, because here with the description too. This was between, oh, because I renamed the field. Yeah, I remember that. It was a test, a demonstration that I did, and you know, let me fix this first because otherwise it will never work well. Okay. Description date. So now I saw both description and date. So AA 111, right? BBB 719, 12, you know, and 1224. See? And I can even do this reverse, right? You reverse the date. I have description A, B, C, D, and reverse date. That means 11 first, 11, 14 first, right? November 14 first, and January 18 second, right? Reverse. 11, right? 12, 24, 12, 17. See? I reverse. So now you will say, okay, how it is possible to sort with one field. If I go, because I have no choice, FileMaker give me the opportunity to sort by one hard-coded field, which is this one, right? One sorted, one field, and hard-coded the ascending, descending. This is hard-coded. How I can use this as the foundation of my own technology to do this, reverse, two fields, even three if I want. I can add more, right? How? And one of it is descending, ascending, descending, ascending. Or I can do this, right? So now it won't be A, B, C, D. It will be D, C, B, A. Correct? One field. Ascending. And I can, and now we have a drop problem. So the problem, last webinar, we discovered that I can use the @bash technique, right? Which is the 2,500 years old technique, right? The @bash, you know, you can go back and, you know, to the @bash technique. Okay. This, okay, is pretty much to replace the letter by its opposites in the alphabetical order. The A becomes Z, the B become Y, the C becomes X, and so on. That @bash cipher technique. Okay, so we use this to reverse a text to have an ascending sort, but to make the text showing descending even if I do an ascending sort, because I build my own at-bashed version of the text, right? Which will be, A, B, B, C, C will become Z, Z, Y, Y, X, X, X. If I sort that ascending, well, it will appear descending because, I changed the letters, okay? So that was the technique of the last webinar. Now we talk about numbers and dates. So let's start with the numbers. Sort. Do I have a sort? It's not there anymore. Okay. I can build one here. Maybe I have a sort test. No, I don't have a test here. I have a sort. Okay, hold on. Let me check. What is there? Sort test. It's here. Because I moved, it was on my desktop and I moved. Okay. So what happened with the numbers, right? When we sort a number, so let me fix this. Oh, I can do this. It will be better. 11, 12, 16, 20, 21, and 22. Okay. What happened if I sort? Remember, I only have one field for sorting. Okay? So this is my field I use for sorting. Right? Yeah, this one. So I have one field for sorting, and it is a text field. So what happened if the field I use in FileMaker is used to sort numbers? This happened. 1, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 220, 330, 440, and so on. Okay? So obviously, this is not correct. So what happened? So I need a number field, right? I need a number field to sort correctly. Okay? But if I sort numbers, digits, into a text field, boom, right? It's everything off. So how we do that? Well, we have another technique, right? Well known in the banking system, okay? So the technique I'm showing you now is from the banking system. You saw that, Let's say I'm putting 40 here, right? And here now, I'm putting 30, right? To keep 5, always 5, okay? 5 digits. I'm putting 30 here. I'm putting 30 here. I'm putting 30 here, right? And so on. Putting 30 here, 4 here. Because I have only, 30 here. What about here? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What about 3? 1, 2, 3. You see? Boom, fixed. I sort a text field. This is a text field with numbers inside, right? And boom, it's correct. 1, 2, 3, 10, 11, 12, 13, 20, 30, right? If I put this here, it will come where it should come. If I put here on the 15, I put what, poof, it goes where it should be. If I put this one here, boom, it goes straight where it should be. So, okay, putting zeros in front of the numbers, right, fix the sort, correct? So how do I do the adding? It works exactly like the serial number here. Do you know the serial number? How the serial number works?
Why don't you explain it?
Okay, so let's explain. I know text. FileMaker made this serial number smart. Let's say I put like 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, like I did, okay? And I increment by 1, okay? But I start with this. So I'm doing this, serial. Okay, so this is the field we look, okay, serial. New record, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Up. What happened now? Kaboom. It was 4, 0, and 9, right? Now it's 3, 0, and 10. So because we have 2, now is with 10 here. What happened? If I do, you guessed it, should have a script here. I will do a script for the next one. Okay, now 99, 100. He removed a 0 here by the 100, correct? And so on. You understand? And so on. It would have, it would have do the 1,000, this 0 will go away. This is the serial number, and just you need to do this. Put the numbers of 0 you want in front. Okay? Who didn't know about that?
Everyone know about that? I don't think I knew that specific trick, actually. So.
Who didn't know? Who did know and who didn't know?
David knew, which doesn't surprise me.
Okay. So do you know that you can do this, for example? In 0001.
Yeah, I did know about that one because I think you put it that way in FMSP. So.
Yes, it is like this. Okay. So why we do this? Well, it's because more likely, your serial number will be a text field because you want the ACC for account, INV for invoice, CON for contact, PRJ or PRO for product, right? And you want a number. So if you say invoice 13, INV 13 without the zeros, well, you will have the problem of the numbering we have here. The sort will be completely off. They will do like 1, 10, 11, 2, 20, 21, 3, 30, 31, right? It will be like this. So that's what we do with the 0 in front. So, and that's why banking system, big data, all those things use text fields with those zeros in front. And I'm pretty sure you saw your bank, whatever, with these zeros in front, right? You saw. I'm sure you saw something like this. Okay, so how we can do this? That means how we can do 00001 and then 00010. So you will say, oh yeah, Nick, okay, I know. You will come with a let statement and you will say if the number is more than 4, then we substitute 0. You think I will come with something like this, correct? Correct? Asking? Question mark?
Yes. People are
Okay.
saying yes.
Okay. I will disappoint. And I love to disappoint you. So I will come with something like this. First, I want this. How many 0 I want? Let's keep the 5, okay? And I put my number. Okay? Correct? And now I do right of my text, and I always want 5. So what happens if I put 1 here? 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000. Why? Is because this, if I put this, I will put 50 and 100. But what happens if I say, okay, but I always want 5 numbers. Give me the 5 of this. If it's 100. If it's 10, give me the 5 of this. If it's 1, give me the 5 of this. So you say, yeah, I want 50, and eating this when it's 10, when it's unit, eating this when it's 10, eating this when it's 100, eating this when it's 1,000, right? So you say, because what right do, right? What right do? One character, 2, 3, 4, 5. See? He's taking the 5 character here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what happens if I have this? So I will have those 5 and 1, and then that will be 6. But the right say, okay, I only want 5. The last 5, this one will be 5 plus 2. But I say, no, give me only the 5 of those. The last 5. Here, give me the last 5. You understand how it works? Got it? Got it? Yes, no?
Yes. Yeah.
So there's no if, there's no
People are
case, there's
saying that
no,
they didn't know that and that this is smart, by the way. So
there's no let's, there's no bullshit. It's straight here, the right stuff. Okay? Well, I'm not surprised you don't know that. You know that if you are my age, which is pretty much you were chatting with Cleopatra, and but if you're my age, you know this, okay? Because the right stuff back in the day was pretty much used for that. That was the reason why we did the right stuff. Because at the beginning of FileMaker, we didn't do all the stuff we do now, right? So, and anyway, this is how we do. So pretty much, I want more than 5. I want more than 100. That 100,000, right? I want. I put 9 here, right? 6, 7, 8, 9. I put 9 to go to the billions, okay? Because this will affect. So, for example, if you want to sort the fields and you have hundreds of billions of dollars, which pretty much my salary, right? Well, you need to go here much more, right? On the zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14. Well, here I have 14. Here I have 15, So here you can go until 100 of billions, So you can go billions of dollars, okay? So you can do that. So, or if you want the debt of the deficit of the United States, you can go there, and you go like 34, okay? So of course, if you have if you want to sort bigger number, you need to add more zeros. Typically, most of the time, I'm using that to sort invoice or, and as I said to my customer, the day you need to sort invoices with billions of dollars, I will offer you to put more zero for free. You know what I mean? So,
There
so
you go.
I stay on the 9. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So now we fix this. So what do I do when I want to sort this here? This, I want to sort by quantity. Okay. So how it works on the, how it works here. So let me go to the item here. So let me go to the multiple here. So this I do. Okay. So, oh yeah, hold on. This will be better. So this I do. I do 5 with the 0 before, right? You see, unfortunately, I don't have 10, but you got the point here. You will have bit, but also I multiply it by 100. Why? For this reason. I want to take care. So not only I'm doing the right 9. Not only I'm doing this, but I'm doing this. Why? Is because this. If I have 2 decimal, right? So of course, if you have 3 decimal, well, you need to multiply it by 1,000. You need to, to pick your, most of the time, invoices, you sort quantities, you don't have like you can have 22.2 pounds, or 1.5 hours, right? So you don't need if you do this, well, you have 0, right? If you do this, so that's why you can, I go to 100 to cover the 2 decimal, right? If I don't, it's 100. So this becomes, so pretty much is this, this, like this, So if this become 122 and become like this, okay? So I fix like this. and I take care of the decimal, okay? Because obviously 1.23 will come after 1.22 because it become 122, 123, okay? So this is why here it become like this, okay? It becomes like this. And if I sort this, it's a text field, right? If I sort this, it's sorted correctly, right? It's sorted correctly. So because I have the zeros, and I don't know if I can put like 12 here. Yeah, and 20, right? See? So if did it change here? 20? No, it didn't change here. Because I need to relaunch this. Yeah. See? So if I sort this here, it's sorted correctly, right? 5, 12, 20. Okay? Correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 12, 20. So it's sorted correctly, right? Even though this is a text field, this is text field, this is number field, text, and it's sorted correctly, even if I have those. Because if it was a text, it would have been 1, 1, 12, and 2, 20. It would have done this. Okay? Do we have any questions so far?
No, it's just someone saying, I have used it, but I've never understood it as clear as now. Uh, Someone mentioned, oh, get as number text, then do a numeric sort.
Do a numeric sort, but you can't choose that. There's no option. You don't have an option, do a numeric sort on the text field. There's no option. You need to do a sort on a text field and make the content of the text field sortable. There's no get as text and do numeric sorting. We don't have this option in FileMaker. Here, what I'm doing, I'm taking a number and I'm making to be sortable as a text, right? But correctly for the numbers. This is text, but it sorts correctly. So that means if I sort those records, right? Let's say I'll hide this, okay? Let's say I unsort, correct? And if I sort this by this field, which is a text field, okay? Well, my quantity is sorted correctly, even though the text field, even though the sort field is text. But since I have modified the content of the field I want to sort, and I transfer the content of that field inside the text field, and I made it to be a text number compatible, okay? Sort compatible text number, right? So now that we discover that, we put the 0 in front, make sure that we always have the same amount of digits inside the number, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 10, 0, 0, 100, 0, 1,000, and 10,000. No zero, right? See, we replace each time we increase by 10, by 100, 10, 100,000. Each time we increase, boom, we remove a 0. Otherwise, the sort will become crazy. Okay? So now, do we have any other question?
Someone's typing, but I'm going to let them finish typing and I'll let you know when they're done. So you can keep going for the moment and I'll let you know what they say.
Because somebody said we can do a numeric sort, but I think that somebody, I
Oh,
know
here we
what you
go
mean.
again. Yes, okay. Get as number text with result as a number and then sort does a numeric
No,
sort is what they're
no,
saying.
no, no, no. It won't. Do it, right? It won't. You can get as number, get as God, dust. It will never sort as text, as number, never. Because the sort will read the type and it doesn't care. Here, what I'm making here, I'm not saying FileMaker, this is a number text, is a number type. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, okay, in FileMaker, this is a text. Yeah. It's a text. But it's a text sortable as a number because you add the 0 in front. That's the point of the demo. It's a text, but made in a way that the text field can sort it correctly. And that's why the bank system loves it. And that's why I never saw, I saw a lot of financial reports and stuff like that presented that way because they use, especially in the past, they were using like, those COBOL and, Saffron, whatever, uh, uh, Pascal, whatever, uh, programmatic stuff, language, and they didn't have any number sort was text, and you have to come with a system to sort differently, right? So I'm not saying to FileMaker, hey, by the way, this is a number field. No. It's still a text field. It's a text field, and I can change that. I cannot change that. It's a text field, but the content, it's a number made in a way that the text field can sort it, right? So now, other question?
Think for numeric sort would need to create a new numeric field and then get as number with auto enter calculations.
But you miss the point. You can do whatever you want. You can do all the trick of the world. You miss the point. You cannot say, I want to change another field. So if you make this, if you make this field to be number, if you have another field for number, well, can you sort text now? No, you can't sort text. Can you sort text and number at the same time? No, you can't. Can you sort text, date, and number at the same time? You miss the point. I cannot change that field. That field is in the marble, is there. I cannot change it. I cannot make it by magic a number field or text field or date field. No, it has to be a text field and stay a text field. And I cannot say descending. I can't ask that. I cannot change that. Its static is in the marble. You can't change it. So you can come with all the trick you want. Get as whatever, did gold dust, whatever you want. It doesn't matter. You can't. You can sort by one field. And I cannot come and clear and say date. You miss the point. Here, I don't say go and I don't. I just select a date and it's sorted by date. I select a text, and it's sorted by text. I select a number, and it's sorted by number. And I didn't come here and say, okay, now it's quantity, and then okay, now you can sort, then we can remove, and then oh, now it's text, remove, now it's dates, and remove. I have no way to do that. You miss the point. It's a text field, a unique text field. And inside, I'm putting the data in a way that a text field can sort it, can be numbers, date, text, ascending and descending. And I'm explaining to you, don't come with alternative method and stuff like that because it doesn't work. And you miss the point. You try to overcome what I'm saying, but we miss the point. Don't try to say, oh yeah, I have my method. It doesn't work. It will never work. Trust me, it took me 40 years to come to this. Don't fight it. Or you know what? Try. I know you will fail. You can get as gold dust, get as magic, wishful thinking, whatever you want. You can try whatever you want, but you cannot on the fly. You can at the end of the day, you cannot come here and say now it's a text field on the fly. You can't do that. Even if you say get as gold dust, get as wishful thinking, it will never work. I don't have this I can't specify it on the fly. So now being said, you got it or no? Because it will never, you miss the point. And I want you to understand that there's no get as wishful thinking. We don't have this function, right? Got it? So do we have another question? I mean, do you understand that? Is it clear?
People are saying got it. So
okay, you can't. No, I mean, you can't. And that's the point of all this demo. This file here, the cost in hour is $10,000. You don't want it, we stop it here and go home. But I tell you, it took me 40 years of my life to come to that conclusion, right? And I needed to train and I needed to educate an AI to get finally to work it the way I wanted, right? So that's why I said, get it, I mean, because to do something like this, right? I mean, in FileMaker, it's impossible. So I'm showing you something that it is not possible to do with FileMaker. And here you see it. Here you have it in front of your eyes. Something that is strictly complete and totally impossible to do with FileMaker. And here it is. Right? So I tell you, but you need to take the point. The point is, I'm not trying to trick FileMaker to make it think the field is a text, or the field is a number, or the field is a date. The field is a text, but whatever I put inside, it's modified. It's the copy, it's the version of this here in a way that it can be sortable in the text field. That's why I'm saying you miss the point. Create a field and make it number and GetAsNumber. Yeah, that's what I was doing in the past. But it doesn't work. It's slow. I tell you what I was doing in the past. So to cut this in the, I had a text field, a sort field text, right? A sort field number and a sort field date. Okay? And number. I had this. This was number, this was date, right? And this was text. So I had this, right? I had three fields. When it was a date, I was doing exactly what you said, get as date, and boom, in the date field, right? Or when it was a number, get as number in the and here I didn't have this, I had this, this, and this, right? And also I had the same version, right? The same version, but descending. So I have the dates ascending and dates descending, number ascending. So pretty much here I had six fields here. And it was slow to cut your veins, right? It was working for 100 of records. It was working for 1,000 of records, but 10,000 records, it was boom, spinning wheel, right? Of 10,000 records. And I'm not even talking about 100,000 because that was like, oh, make you coffee, right? So it was working, but it wasn't great. I wanted to come to one freaking field only, not two, not three, not six. Imagine six. And imagine each time this field here, those are for demo purpose. But this field here, it's a calc. Imagine you have a calc for text, a calc for date, a calc for number, and a calc for text ascending, text descending, number ascending, number descending. You have a calc all the time. The calc that was getting the data from quantity to put in the field I want. You understand? So it wasn't working. It was slow. It was working. The get as wishful thinking, like you said, right? It was working, but it was super slow because I need to add multiple fields in the field, in the salt, even in the portal here. It was slow. Okay. So now how? So I get this, right? So we get the number. But how I can get this now? Because, I'm still salt, with a ascending field, right? So I'm still in ascending. I'm hiding on purpose. I'm still in ascending here. And I am ascending, but it's 20, 12, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And if I do this, I'm still in ascending here. And here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 12, 20. Still ascending, same field. Do it again. I do this, same field, ascending, 20, 12, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So how I'm doing this? Asking.
Great explanation. Thank you, Nick. Someone said use @bash to reverse sort, question mark.
Yeah, but it's not as bash anymore. We don't call that. It's the same technique, right?
Okay.
So this is why I'm saying that I am not out of business. And I had a conversation with my friend Noesis, because this is how I call ChatGPT. I gave it a name. This is how I name it. Call it Noesis. So is this, it's a Greek. So, and he said so So I'm not out of business because an AI will never ever come with my technique, and it's impossible because you need to use what's the name? Um, you need to think out of the box, right? And ChatGPT cannot do that. The way the AI works today, it's memorization, recitation, but it's not intuition and it's not creation, right? It's if it cannot find something that it can connect to the original thinking, it will never come with an alternate, it's memorization, recitation, you know. So and it's crazy how this TV show of mine that I love so much, the Star Trek, The Next Generation, they they thought about that, you know, and there's an episode where they treat this problem of artificial intelligence incapable of coming with uh, an original thinking. Okay, so that's why we human are not out of business yet. Okay, and especially in FileMaker, and especially in coding, right? So yes, we reverse the numbers, right? So this is how it becomes. This is how one becomes, right? So everything reversed. Okay. So how we do that? So pretty much one become nine, two become eight, etc. So we reverse the numbers. Okay. Reverse the numbers. So how we do that? Okay. So how we reverse the numbers. So let me have like a pick. I don't want to, show you everything right now. Just want to be sure that okay. So you will say that you're going to come with a bunch of if case, right? That's what you go. That's what you do, right? You do like this. Case, right? Right? And you say if case, you say, so let's say I have let's say I have this here. No? Let the data is here. Okay. And you say data equal 1. You said this, right? Pretty much. It's 1, 9. The last one, right? No, if 0, 9. Right? Correct? Data equal 1, 8. Right? That's what you do. If you want to reverse, you do like this, right? And you're proud of yourself, right? Because that's great. Do you think this works? Of course not. Oh yeah, it will work. It will work. But if you want to do a sort with that technique, right? Well, you can do a more, you can drink like 5 or 6 coffee, right? You can, This will never, ever work. This is how you do. And that's why you come here, right? And trust me, like I said, this technique here of the salt, it's the result of 40 years of intensively working with it, and I couldn't finish it with, I admit it, I couldn't come close to the finish that I have with ChatGPT. But the concept was good, but the execution was crap, right? Okay. So this is my digit map. So what's the digit map? Okay. Well, it's this. Correct? Okay. Right? So now that I have this, let's say, okay, I have the data, right? Let's say I'm doing this. If the data is 1, I want to take the first character of this map. Digital map. So if I have 1, it becomes 9. If I have 2, it becomes 8. If I have 3, it becomes 7. 4, 6. 5, 5. 6, 4. 7, 8, 9, and 0. 0, I don't really care about the 0. It can be 9, which is okay. Okay. So I don't give a damn of 0, by the way. It's okay, it's fine. That's why this becomes the 0, 0, 0 in front become 9. I change all the 0 with 9, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. So now you understand how to not having a crazy freaking case stuff. Got it? Question mark?
Are we all following everybody? At bash on the numbers, question mark. Someone else says yes, they're following. So
we can call at bash technique, because the at bash cipher technique was a name from the ancient Hebrews from the 2,500 years ago, and it never applied to numbers. Okay, let's say this is Nick Hunter reverse number digit mapping, whatever, remapping digit, whatever you call. But okay, you understand the technique here. It's a pure common sense. AI will never come with that idea, never. So that means I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So the problem you will say, okay, yeah, Nick, but what about this, right? Or this, right? Doesn't work. Yeah, but that was just the demo of the concept. That was the prototype. Okay. Now, this is what you come from. Why you come from, right? This is the final stuff. So it's all what I talk about combined together. But even this is not that complicated. It is? It's not. It's not that complicated, right? So we have the right stuff here, right? So we have the right of the zeros, get as text. I put the text here. and I multiply it by 100, to remove their decimal. And I always want 9. So the descending, I need that, to be, actually the descending, yeah. So descending is, do I need to descend or not? Is it descending or not? That's why, I don't have descending, ascending. I just ask, is it descending? Yes, no, because if it's not descending, by default, it's ascending, right? So that's why I say, if descending, do this. Otherwise, don't do it. So I'm taking this, and then here, right, I do my while, and I'm getting all the text stuff, okay? So I'm taking the number, I'm taking this, right? And then I'm doing the while stuff on each number, on each one here, tuk, 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 right? That's why I can have millions here. That's okay, because I'm doing for each one, I'm doing this, a while that go to my map, okay? So I'm counting how many, I'm counting how many numbers I have, digits I have, how many digits, right? And I say, okay, that's the first digit, right? And I do the middle, whatever, like this, taking the number. If it's 1, become 9, if it's 2, become 8, right? And then I'm piling those things together, and then I have my, So pretty much this function work like this. So like this. So this is, let's put 1. 1 will be 100 because, I multiply it by 100, to remove the decimal. Let's say I have 1.35, right? If it's not ascending, if it's ascending by default, which is, you can even do this, right? This is, if it's ascending, if this is true, boom, everything reversed, right? 1 became 8, right? Everything changed, right? 1 became 8, 3 became 6, 5 became 4, whatever, here. So if I want 0, if this, boom, 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 right? So if I want to descend, or if I want to ascend, ascending, descending, ascending, descending, right? So you have this toggle here that asks you, if it's ascending or not. True, false, true or false. Okay? So you have the custom function doing that for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So finally, the next one, I will have the date. For the dates, it's pretty much the same, but we have something on top. So we have the questions. And do you get the point here? And do you, okay, first, do you get a point? And second, do you see the purpose? Do you see why it is interesting and why it is important? And are you going to use that? I mean,
Yes. Someone said yes. Following such elegance is always hard to achieve. Thank you. Nice knowledge that you were. Basically, someone saying thank you. Nice knowledge that you were sharing with us. Ken said we can call it Nick Bash, which is funny.
Nick Bash. Yeah. The
We do have
Nick tantrum as well. The point. Okay, if I was a little bit, annoyed, is because you were missing the point. Okay, so Yeah, there's plenty of techniques out there. You know what I mean? I spent 40 years trying to. There's plenty of technique. Yeah, oh yeah, it's easy. Get us text. Get us wishful thinking. No, you know, I spent 40 years of my life here, right? And I could get it done because we have AI. Because I will never ever come with that technique, you know. The ad bash stuff, never. I will never come with that technique, right? Never ever, right? Neither with that technique of reversing the numbers. What ChatGPT couldn't give me is how to do it elegantly. It was a nightmare the way he gave me to me. Like, you know, cases, you know, I will retrieve the chat and I will show it was like a, you know, never ending calculations, right? With case always, you know, and it was too slow. And I told the ChatGPT, say it doesn't work. This is not good. I don't want to. No, this is BS. You know, I don't want. You know, he say, yeah, but that's the way. That's no, that's another way. And 2 days later, I said, oh, this is the way, right? Because you can interact like this. You know, you say, okay, oh, what the fuck, right? This is so elegant. I say, yeah, you know. But you know, we have fun with ChatGPT because you know you can say, okay, you see, I'm not obsolete yet, and he said, yet, you know, he said, yeah, no, yet, you're not yet obsolete yet, you know, saying that, yeah, one day I will, you know I will, you know, so we will all be obsolete. No, really. Okay. Here, you know, in Greece is there. It's a country where you have a low wage. You know, you know, it's a country where, you know, when you earn like $900 a month, you're doing good, right? Okay, so and I was talking to a friend of mine. She's here and she's recruiting people, you know, talking many languages, different languages for, you know, support, you know, hotlines, you know, for the call centers, you know. So you have a lot of call center here in Europe, mostly, for example, Dropbox. You know, if you call Dropbox, the call center is here in Greece, right? So, and you know, she's a friend of mine, and we're talking about it, and she said, "Yeah, you know, I am a supervisor and you know, and recruiter, but we doomed, you know, in like 5 years, you know, in 5 years. That's why she wants to start, you know, working for the cruise, you know, markets because she knows this will go away, you know, the call center, this is dead. So we all dead. You know, it's a friend of mine in Switzerland is a cardiologist, and he said, yeah, you know, I go to ChatGPT, ask stuff, right? Because he comes with an answer that I will never ever come with, right? And last week, you know, we were talking about that. He said, yeah, I saved the life of one of my patients because of ChatGPT, right? Because it would like this, it will never think about that could be a possibility of disease a patient had, right? So yeah, there's a good side on the thing and the bad side, but you know, if like I said, you know, this discussion of ChatGPT, if you're good at what you do, well, you will be the last disappearing, you know. So that's a problem. You know, I have a lot of friends, beginners in FileMaker. I say, yeah, you need to speed. You know, you don't have years to get good. That's why, you know, come here, listen to us, and you become like better, right? Then that's why, you know, in the next future, you know, in the near future, we're going to talk about ChatGPT, but not in the way that you guys see things in the in the internet, like, oh, how you can treat data, how you can no. I'm going to do the ChatGPT, how you can make it your personal assistant and your personal FileMaker developer slave. Okay, so yeah, it's pretty much shooting us on the foot, but yeah, I really want to do that to show you how I do with ChatGPT, with and I'm not using another that because people say, yeah, Claude is better, and I disagree. Claude is better out of the box, but sucks to be trained and to learn. Claude doesn't know to learn. It doesn't learn. ChatGPT, yes, that's a good thing. He come like, oh, I don't know, and then he invents stuff. Sometimes he was inventing things, and now it's pretty close to be like me, right? So yeah, I want to show you that. But anyway, so do we have any questions and about this?
Nick is a Mandalorian. This is the way, he says. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT to think as Nick first thing.
You know what? I gave ChatGPT the authorization, I'm not kidding, to mention me on if he can provide the provide info, okay, recommendation or techniques that he learned from me. No, really, I specifically gave, and to do that, you need to answer questions and say, do you agree? So he said, so you have to, you have to say yes, no, right? So he has a right to mention me. He said, oh yeah, Nick Hunter is doing it that way. I gave the right. No, really, not kidding. You can do that. Of course, somebody needs to come with something, and ChatGPT needs to reconcile, like I said, memorization, recitation. Well, if he memorized something, he learned from me, and he had to recitate that to somebody else, he will say, this is a Nick Hunter technique. He has the authorization to do so. No, it's cool. I mean, this chat, this AI stuff, scary, and at the same time, it's like, it's more than amazing. It's like I'm in a keto, whatever, intermittent fasting diet and stuff. So, and I'm using ChatGPT a lot for that, right? And I ask, I put like a photo of an olive oil that I'm buying here in Greece. And he said, oh, wow, this is a top-notch olive oil. And he came with the history of the company and from where it came, like in the map in Greece, it's come from here. And then I'm now an expert on how to read all this acidity versus coloring stuff, all the code for olive oil and stuff like that. I'm an expert on this now, right? I never had a clue of what that was in the bottle, right? So and that the good of the AI, right? And we talked like an hour and a half about this region in Greece. Where it's very interesting. It's in the same time, yeah, they want to destroy us at one point. They will, Skynet. Skynet will happen. We won't be here. It's not our problem. The future, our children will deal with it. So anyway, so yeah, so to come back to this sort technique, the implementation, we will have the next webinar about this, how to implement. Don't worry, I'm not letting you go with this like this. And this is just demonstrate, explain the technique, how we get the numbers, how we get the text, and the next one, how we get the dates, right? In one field to be sorted, but then you have the implementation. And you will see that I worked my butt off to make the implementation as transparent as possible. One field that you can copy paste, right? Right. So pretty much you copy this, this, and this. You copy this from one table to another, and that's it, right? And you get the sort for that table because it's table related, right? Of course, because we sort by, you know. So I really build so you have the all the custom function in one what's the name folder. Text, dates, they get the multi-field sort JSON. Okay, I put everything you need, and so that will be the next webinar. I'm going to explain. I'm going also to explain how to do this, and you can store your sort keys, pretty much having like a scripts within, without scripts, So you said, for
Yes.
example, you want to sort by, description, ascending, date, descending, and, you sort, boom, right? You saved the sorts, right? So it's very cool. Okay, so I think we can,
Yes. There was a quick question real fast,
yeah, go ahead.
which is Nick eventually going to show the setup to make the sort buttons work?
Which sort? This one?
Uh, I think so. Or the
Or
buttons, or
this
the
one?
actual buttons, maybe?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. That we have two webinars, two
And then
days
yeah.
where I'm going to review how we do this. First, how we implement, how we build this, and how we do also for records and not only for, because this technique works on both, works on tables, on polls, right? And records work on both. I can do this and say, okay, I want by quantity, boom. Or you want by date, boom, right? Date. If you say quantity, boom, quantity. Reverse, boom. Didn't? Oh, yeah, I didn't, yeah, yeah, here, okay, reverse. So if I do this, dates, reverse, so see, if I do this, boom, boom. So, yeah, so it works on whole and records, right? And you have the save, which is pretty much a UI for this, right? Nothing different, but it's just a UI, and I build it for you, using this, ascending, descending like this, which is nice. Yeah, description, because you can add a new, and you say, okay, I want quantity and description like this, and I want unit price like this, right? Quantity descending, right? And you can sort. Boom. Nice, cool. Yeah, and I will show you how I'm doing this as well. Putting a color in the column that is in the sort. I don't know if you notice this. If you say you want to sort by date, I highlight the date. If you sort by quantity, I'm highlighting the quantity. If you say you want description, date, and quantity, description, date, and quantity are highlighted. If you say only description and date, is only description and date highlighted. And there's no cases and no. I'll show you. All of this, that will be next. What the next is we have what's the next webinar?
The
I
next
saw it, yeah. Next week.
next week. Yeah, it's next week. It is me. Oh, for this series, I don't know when the next webinar for this series is. It might be in October.
Yeah, it would be interesting. All of those things will be is a lot of theoretical stuff, and it's a lot about how I'm building things, like scripts and the coding and optimization also. How all of what, for example, what I'm seeing, what you saw so far, like today, using a map of 9 to 0 and using the middle and cherry pick the number instead of using a case, a big, huge case like this, right? This is what you're going to learn in improve your code and learning optimization. So, okay. So, see you next week then.
There we go. Thank you, Nick, very much.
Thank you.
Hope you all have a lovely day, and we will see you later.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye.